Hey, what's up? People Piz out here, and today I want to talk to you guys about 2019's extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile, directed by Joe Berlinger and starring Zac Efron as infamous serial killer Ted Bundy. And now I have to admit, I had some apprehension about this movie before seeing it. I wasn't sure about the casting of Zac Efron as Ted Bundy, and now granted, I'm not that familiar with Zac Efron's work outside of the fact that he kind of fits the mold of the pretty boy leading man romantic comedy kind of guy. Then the movie was mired in some controversy after it was first screened when a number of young women ran to social media to announce that they found Ted Bundy to be quite an attractive man, to the point where Netflix had to release a statement in which they said, please stop calling Ted Bundy attractive. Which, that kind of concerned me because I wondered, well, have they glamorized and glorified Ted Bundy in this movie? Then I discovered that Joe Berlinger had directed the film. Now, Joe Berlinger had co-directed a number of great documentaries, including the Paradise Lost films, Brothers Keeper, the Metallica Some Kind of Monster documentary. He also directed Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, which I would love to see his director's cut of one day. And I got really excited to want to sit down and watch the movie. So I went into it really not knowing what to expect. And by the end of extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile, I was very pleasantly surprised and quite frankly, pretty creeped out. Now, the movie does not take place from Ted Bundy's perspective. We don't follow him as he orchestrates and carries out all these murders. The movie is told from the point of view of his longtime fiancée, Liz, and how she had been so manipulated and twisted by Ted Bundy that even though in the back of her mind she knew that he was guilty of everything that the media and the police were saying that he was guilty of, yet there was still something there that just drew her to him, and there was still that glimmer of hope that maybe he didn't do it. And all of that resolves in an extremely chilling sequence toward the end of the film, in which, you know, Liz's life has just been completely destroyed by Ted Bundy. And much of that time, Ted Bundy has been in prison away from her, but his control of her was so powerful that she literally has to ask him to just let her go, release me. And by that, she wants him to, in some way, admit to her that he did do these crimes. And the way that he admits to her that he at least committed one of the crimes, non-verbally, mind you, was just really, really well done and just really chilling. And the movie takes us through Bundy's relationship with Liz and how eventually Liz started to notice that there was just something kind of off about Ted. It takes us through him being arrested. It takes us through him escaping from the authorities not once but twice, through his trial, which was the very first televised trial in the U.S. and what a complete fiasco that was, right up to literally the day before he was to be executed in Florida. And one thing that I found really interesting and disturbing about this film was how it depicted Bundy as being a master manipulator. And not just with the characters in the film, but with the audience. Because there were moments in the movie, brief moments, but moments during the movie, where I actually found myself rooting for him. Now, the moment that I realized I was rooting for him, I'd slap myself on the wrist and go, no. This is not the kind of guy that you want to root for. But it's one of the powers of the movie. It's one of the powers of Zac Efron's performance. And Ted Bundy, the real Ted Bundy, was a master manipulator. So they definitely nailed, you know what I mean, that aspect of him in this movie, in Zac Efron's performance. Clearly, he had watched some tapes of Ted Bundy, because he does a fantastic job of wearing that sort of smiling, charismatic, charming mask to fool people, but how it would kind of slip from time to time and you'd see that the monster lurking beneath it. I was really surprised by Zac Efron's performance in this film. The rest of the cast from top to bottom deliver fantastic performances. There were a lot of familiar faces in the movie. Like James Hetfield is in this movie, and like I didn't recognize him at first until I heard his voice, and I was like, wait a minute, that voice sounds, oh, that's Hetfield. John Malkovich is in the film. Haley Joel Osment is in the film. Jeffrey Donovan is in the film. Several other familiar faces pop up here and there. Lily Collins, who plays Liz, delivers a phenomenal performance as well. This is just a really well-made, really good movie. I cannot recommend it enough. It's streaming now on Netflix. If you're a Netflix subscriber, you should definitely check out Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. Again, I cannot recommend it enough. Go check the movie out. If you've already seen Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Join the $1 a Month Club and help support my channel on Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons, Kevin Smythe, Orc145626, B-Movie Mike, Robert Sobel, Turi Delamore, Stephen Flanagan, Lori Holt, Mitch Odell, Farron Sutton, Craig Farrand, Jeremiah Lambert, Grindhouse Grotto, Joseph Charlesworth, Chris Earls, Derek Jana, Demon Waffles, Simon Clark, Stone Gassman, Zachary Barton, Mr. Bibby86, James Welch, Eli Geisler, Jeff Overing, Alan Scott, Kyle McGuire, Jay the Stingray, Lauren Dixon, Andrew McDonald, Dave Barnes, Jonathan Lundy, Chris Parsons, Chris Gonzalez, Trenton Bowser, and Jason Breitenbach. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.